In Winnipeg today, Sikhs demonstrated against the Indian government for allowing the attack on the Holy Temple. On the steps of the Manitoba legislature, 2 effigies of Indira Gandhi were beaten.
In Amrit towns. In Winnipeg, there was an angry confrontation when 400 Sikh protesters tried to join a large peace march. Sarah Herman reports.
More than 10,000 people turned out under overcast skies for Winnipeg's 3rd annual Walk for Peace. There was a confrontation right at the start. 400 Sikhs showed up to protest the storming of their holy temple in India. Peace March organizers didn't want them. They said their slogans and banners calling for bloody revenge on the Indian government were just too violent.
So we don't want any signs that advocate violence or blood for blood or anything like that. This is a peaceful parade for nuclear disarmament.
I am telling you.
Finally, the Sikhs agreed to remain at the Manitoba legislature and carry out their protest away from the Peace March. And while thousands walked through downtown Winnipeg asking for nuclear disarmament and a world peace.
Sikhs are mad at the Indian government of Indira Gandhi and her army, who this week seized the Sikhs' holiest temple and killed their highest leader in the Indian state of Punjab. Leaders of the 8,000 Sikhs in Winnipeg said they were demonstrating to show the world that the Sikhs are intent on revenge, a revenge that includes the death of Prime Minister Gandhi.
Because in our religion it says very clearly, when all the peaceful means does not work, we have the right, or the Sikhs should take the sword in their hand. And now this war has been declared by the Indian government, and now we are going to fight back. We are not worried about whether we are alive or we are dead, but we want to tell them one thing: we will fight until our death, and the revenge is to follow.
But that kind of talk did not go over well with the people who were gathering at the legislature to take part in the Peace March. The Sikhs planned to participate in that march, but it soon became obvious their signs and slogans weren't welcome.
So we don't want any signs that advocate violence or blood for blood or anything like that. This is a peaceful parade for nuclear disarmament.
I understand why they're protesting, but this is a very inappropriate place, because this is a march for peace.
We want to carry the poster to show against the India government, and we are marching separate than the peace march.
Well, you shouldn't hold it at the same place in the same time.
Oh, well, we didn't know that we were not allowed to take the poster then.
It was organized after that. It's going to join the peace rally, so we have a protest. It's a murder case. Somebody have bloodshed.
Our church was invaded by the police and military.
It's the same thing, you know.
How we can say, you will be invaded, you'll be stay quiet?
It's a kind of peace march, okay?
In the end, after consultations with police and peace walk organizers, the Sikhs agreed to stay out of the march and content themselves instead with welcome.
Their slogans and banners just didn't fit in with a march for peace. So the Sikhs stayed at the legislature to carry out their own demonstration. Winnipeg police say burning an effigy like this is against the law. But police on the scene didn't interfere, and no one was charged. The Sikhs say such a protest is a harmless way of expressing their anger.
As far as we're concerned, what they did to us last Sunday, 9 o'clock, by sending the army to Punjab, and after attacking our Golden Temple, which is Vatican to the Sikhs, we don't have any respect for Indian government, Mrs. Gandhi, and as well as to the Indian flag.
And the people we talked to who came out to demonstrate for peace didn't seem to mind the Sikh protest.
No, not really. They're looking for the same thing. They're looking for peace. Everybody here is really. So there's no real problem with it.
I think that the people that are here to celebrate peace will feel only that much stronger for the need for our being here because of a slightly more militant demonstration.
And the Peace March itself went on.